We are used to tales of low graduation rates and poverty in New Mexico, but how often do we hear from students themselves? The documentary Our Time Is Now screened recently on New Mexico PBS and followed 6 teens in rural New Mexico facing complex challenges to complete high school. I sat down with the filmmaker Aaron Hudson and 2 of those students to hear about their hopes for the future. Their stories will be part of the American Graduate Day, a 7-hour broadcast airing on New Mexico PBS Saturday, September 28th, starting at 10 a.m. Look for their segment at 1 p.m. Welcome to a special segment of New Mexico in Focus. We're talking with the filmmaker and 2 subjects of the documentary Our Time Is Now about graduating and part of our American Graduate Series here. Aaron Hudson, the director, let me start with you. Let's just set some context here. Sure. How did this all come about? What was the project that allowed you to follow these guys for the last year of high school and a little bit beyond? What was that about?
Yeah, it was a great collaboration with Gear Up New Mexico, which is a program through the Department of Higher Education, and Little Globe, which is a nonprofit. And we decided to work with juniors across the state of New Mexico, all in Gear Up schools. So Juan and Jimmy here, and then 4 others were a part of that project.
The struggles of the young men and young women that you documented over the course of time, it's just amazing the things they had to punch through and get to it with these guys in a quick second in their stories. But for you, what did that mean to get that close?
Gosh, I mean, I came away with the incredible capacity for human survival, for human excellence, and I mean, these 2 here are part of that real story. I mean, we hear so often that New Mexico has a very low graduation rate, one of the lowest in the nation. And it was really important for the film to see, well, what are these stories behind that statistic? And really then, what are the stories in depth, and what are students in the schools in New Mexico experiencing and going through?
What was it like having a really critical part of your life documented? What did that feel like?
It's really, really strange, to be perfectly honest. Like, after the documentary was aired at my school, like, people who I didn't even know were like, "Hey, Jimmy, like, I don't know you. How are you?" Like, it's definitely what's the word I'm looking for? It's definitely a experience, to be sure.
It was a big deal for your family. Now, looking back now, how does that feel to now be in school and see what you came through with all that?
It just feels like a great achievement. Like, I want to be the first in my family to graduate from college. And I feel like I'm going towards that. Like, I'm not letting anything distract me from that. Like, I'm just going.
If I remember this correctly, you wanted to teach Spanish and some other things that was as it was documented. Has that changed at all? Is that still the same for you?
No, it's still the same. It's math and Spanish at high school level.
Right, right. What drove that decision? I thought that was very interesting in the film that you wanted to do that.
Well, I remember one day I was teaching my little sister how to do her math, and whenever she understood it, it was just like a great feeling inside. And from there, I just knew I wanted to be a teacher because I wanted to have an impact in students' lives.
Was there one thing you can look back on now and say, that was the thing, that got me through?
I'd have to say it was the pushing from my mother to, get good grades and to make it to college and to be the first, in my family to even attend a university.
Right. You were quite open, and your mom was quite open about your times at that time, and for her, previous to that, there were some drug issues that happened sometimes in life, and there were some things about, your dad and his ability to be around or not.
Luckily, since the film has come out and since I've graduated, me and my dad, while the film was being filmed, we had a bit of a falling out, but we've since come to terms.
Wonderful. How important when you made the film, did you find parents, mentors, all those kind of folks to be for folks to graduate?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're vital. I think adults that are in the lives of students that act as mentors, as a strong teacher, any kind of role model. I know for Jimmy, your band director was vital in your life. Your filmmaking teacher was. Juan, I mean, your soccer coach. The assistant principal was a huge supporter of you at your school. And so it's finding those adults that connect with those students, and even just one adult, whether that's in the school atmosphere or maybe it's through an extracurricular. Extracurriculars were very vital for you both. Also, your passions were very vital to get you through school. And so, yeah, I think it's that connection.
And same for the assistant principal one at your school. It came across, he really wanted you to succeed.
it was just, I don't know, inspiring. Like somebody actually like believed in me that I could.
Yeah.
Like outside of the family, like somebody else, you know, believed that I could.
Was that common amongst the other folks that you interviewed as well?
It was interesting for me to be kind of on the outside of the communities that the students were in, and then kind of trying to navigate within that community and to see what the support system was there. And I think so the two young women in Deming, Vicky and Tika, I mean, we really see, because Vicky doesn't have a parent role, how vital then a friendship is, how vital her friends' parents are, and extended family in that way. So, and we see that in New Mexico, especially in rural communities. Extended families play a vital role. Small towns where you know everyone actually can really benefit then, you know, your experience of getting through.
I bet.
I remember when I was having trouble with grades in the film right around the end of my junior year. It was right after I got kicked out of my dad's house. You know, it was just a hard time. And one day after band practice, Mr. Brown, my director, pulls me out. He's like, "What's going on? What's the deal? Like, I'm looking at your grades. Your grades are good. Now your grades are bad. Like, what's the deal? Get your crap together." Like,
I'm curious, now that you guys have gotten through high school, it's interesting, I remember this for myself too, you have a vastly different perspective once you're out and looking back. You know what I mean? In the middle of it, it's so confusing, it's crazy, you know, it's a mess. And I found myself assessing teachers in a very different way once you get out of high school, you know what I mean? So I'm curious for you guys, well, let me start with you on this one. We have a debate in this state going on right now, I'm sure you're aware of, about grading teachers and grading schools. We all have to deal with grades. It has to be, somehow we have to kind of do it that way. Do you think that's appropriate for teachers to grade teachers as well in their performance with students? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it is, because a teacher has a big impact on the students, on where they'll be and how well they'll be successful in life. So I think it is very important.
Jimmy, what about you? What do you think? Should teachers be graded?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I believe that there's a certain, like you were saying, there's a certain level that can't be graded. It's not all about like who's passing your class, but honestly, I've noticed that the biggest thing about teachers, it's like they have to be passionate about their subject. Like, I've had a theater teacher who's, all everywhere, and then I've had English teachers, Bueller,
Right. Teachers do feel a little put out about this, don't they? They feel like they're under the gun a little bit, and that things like perhaps having that extra conversation like you just mentioned about your band instructor. How do you grade for that? Or somebody that cares about their students, how do you, it's very interesting, isn't it, to consider that?
I think possibly we do it in NMSU like every couple of weeks. We get a evaluation where we get to grade the teacher.
Right.
And I think that if there was more of that in high schools, that might help, Because honestly, the best teachers are the ones that the students, are into.
Sure.
Because it helps teacher knows what they need to work on.
Yeah.
Because no one's perfect.
That's right. At some point, it has to come from inside, right? It's all down to each one of us as individuals to drive through something in obstacles. What was it for you? What drove you?
Just the desire to be someone in life and just to impact students and just faith. That it will come out good.
Thank you guys so much for doing this. I mean, honestly, when I say doing this, I mean participating in Aaron's film, because that was a very brave thing you guys did. Thank you for coming up to Albuquerque and talking about this.
And thank
it's
you.
not an easy thing to do, absolutely. Aaron Hudson, thank you very much. Our Time Is Now, a great documentary. I think it's going to be a great, great thing for New Mexico. I really want everybody to watch it, so
Thanks.
good for you. Thanks for coming down, too. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.